I've always heard it said that love finds you when you least expect it. For the longest time, I just thought that the saying was just another one of those silly cliches. But as it turns out, those words hold so much truth. When I first met Michael, I wasn't necessarily looking for my happily ever after. But after a few conversations, I knew we shared something special. Here was a guy who was incredibly sweet, compassionate, ambitious, and just the right amount of fiery to keep things interesting. The first time that I had an inkling that Michael and I were meant to be was actually a week or so before our first date. We were talking about our goals and what we wanted to accomplish in our lives. I discovered that, like me, he wanted to travel and go on adventures. He wanted to do something to make a positive change in the world. And he wanted a family. At the time, I had no idea what lay in store for us, but I thought to myself, wow, this is exactly the kind of man I would want to marry one day. Long story short, we started dating. We continued to grow and to learn about each other. Together, we faced many challenges and shared many triumphs. And with each passing day, I grew more and more in love with this incredible and, dare I say, hella cute Italian boy. It didn't take long for us to realize that we were meant for each other. It was only a matter of when the question would be asked. Another thing Michael and I shared, a huge love for Disney. Almost as soon as we started planning for this, our first visit to Disney World together, I knew I had to propose. Not being able to talk to him about it nearly killed me. The conversations with his mom and sister, the secret group chats I made with my friends to get their opinion on the ring, the phone calls with Chris, our travel agent, who helped secure our spot for the dessert party. I just wanted to tell him about all of it. But on the other hand, we are a big fan of surprises. My friends, this episode of Orlando Bound 2022 is unlike any other video you've seen on this channel before. This is how I asked the love of my life to be my husband. This is where our next big adventure begins. The day was February 23rd, 2022. A Wednesday, the second last day of our trip. We had spent the day riding some of our favorite rides at Magic Kingdom, and it was now approaching 7 o'clock. We had just checked into our dessert party at Tomorrowland Terrace, and we were directed to sit in that nice grassy area in the Main Street hub. I had been sneakily toting the ring in my backpack since we left the hotel that morning, hidden away in a secret pocket. I was so nervous that he was going to find it, but he didn't. And as we sat on the grass, my heart raced, excited to see Enchantment for the first time, but also reveling in the fact that after Enchantment was over, our happily ever after would officially begin. The lights dimmed, the music swelled, and our lives would never be the same again.
Close your eyes and just believe it. You have traveled from so far, and now you're close enough to feel it. So don't you think you're gone? Does it stay inside? If you believe it's possible tomorrow, that's
hopeful rider here, but you are my dream. I picture my life and my future. I can't picture anyone else but you. And nothing would make me happier. Just how you live life as your husband.
Oh my god.
Yes? Michael, what just happened?
We got engaged.
We did.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
So we're at the dessert party now, and before we could even grab anything, they brought us out a special sundae to celebrate. It is so cute. I love you so much.
I love you so much.
We got our first round of desserts. Like, there are so many cool things here. I didn't even grab everything just because it's a lot. I'm gonna have to go back up. What do you think of these desserts, Michael? We haven't tried any yet, but based on aesthetics.
I'm super excited. There's a fruit fly that's trying to get my fruit though.
Ooh,
So I
ooh.
eat the fruit first.
Okay.
This is serious business here.
But if you eat the fruit, you're gonna be fruity.
Too late.
All right, so I'm on round 2. Michael, you're still chomping away.
Round 1 and like
And a half.
fruit. Yeah.
What do you think of the desserts so far?
Yummy. Yeah, they
I
were
agree.
good.
So I'm on drink number 2, and I got a beer, and it has a bit of a citrusy flavor. It's really nice. Michael doesn't like beer, but it's okay. I like it. Okay, so my overall thoughts on the fireworks dessert party. Overall, I thought that their selection of desserts and drinks was really good. I mean, you weren't getting anything fancy, you know, it wasn't like you were getting those crazy 50th anniversary creations, but what they did have was super yummy, and you weren't restricted in any way, so you could eat and drink as much as you wanted. Now, these dessert parties are really pricey. We're talking over $100 per person here. And as for whether or not it's worth it, it's kind of hard to say. In my opinion, I think the dessert party is great if you're celebrating a special occasion. Like one of the girls at the table next to us had just beaten cancer. We had just gotten engaged. So if you've got something like that going on, then yeah, it's totally worth it to splurge a little bit and get that special viewing area and that dessert buffet. But if you're just kind of going for no particular reason, I don't think it's worth it in my opinion. It's just too much money to not have any other external special reason attached to it. Then again, I'm not usually a fan of these kind of upcharges in theme parks, but at the end of the day, it was the perfect way to toast our engagement. All right, for our last ride of the night, we are doing Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Choo-choo! We're going up. Okay, so we just got off Big Thunder Mountain as our last ride of the night. Actually, we just did Haunted Mansion before this, and both rides, both Haunted Mansion and this, were walk-ons.
Yeah.
Which was amazing. So if you really want to, run around and get some big, major headlining attractions out of the way, do it at the end of the night, like the last hour. You can really get a lot done. But yeah, that last ride was so awesome because we sat in the back car, and
it was so much better.
Oh, it was great. Like I got some ejector airtime on there, like actual ejector airtime. It was wild. I mean, it is the wildest ride in the wilderness after all. And that, my friends, brings the story of Mike and I's engagement to a close. But there's still one day left of our Walt Disney World vacation. So, coming up is the epic series finale of Orlando Bound 2022. Join Michael and I as we embark on the most ambitious Disney World challenge yet, to visit all 4 theme parks in one day. Now, I wouldn't want to miss that episode if I were you, so be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell while you're at it. If you haven't already, be sure to go back and watch all of my previous episodes of Orlando Bound 2022, as well as my other theme park, travel, local, and outdoor adventures. You can also find me on social media at ADV Parker, on my Patreon page, where you can support the channel for as little as a toonie a month in exchange for some sweet perks, and on my merch shop, Adventure Outpost. Once again, thank you so much for watching and for sharing in this most magical and momentous occasion in our lives. And until next time, have a magical week. Me and my fiance.